Yo, welcome to the B Rock RC show. I'm your host Bob Rock, and this is another episode of the live podcast. We are in season 3, episode 14. Can you believe it? Time is absolutely moving. Absolutely moving. It's crazy. It's crazy. But how you guys doing? Hope everyone's well. Hope all you guys are having a great time, great weekend. It's a good start to the week. Looking forward to the week. More especially looking forward to the weekend. Hey Dirk, welcome to the show, man. Thanks so much for joining in. I see we got a couple people in here. So just waiting for a few more people to join in. It's gonna be another very chilled show today. We've got a couple of guests. Well, one confirmed and one really shy guest. So I'm not sure if he's gonna come on, but at least we got one really solid guest coming in, and I'm sure you guys are going to absolutely love it. So just to start off with things, how's the year ending for everybody in terms of drifting? I see a lot of competitions coming to some finality. Guys are coming, comps are coming to like finals and the end of the series. Please excuse me while I'm doing this here. Um, so I think it's showing that there's a lot of promise for RC drifting. I see that the year is ending quite strong, so that's a very good indication of things to come next year, and there may be something bubbling under for next year, but we'll get into that in a little bit later. Um, so for 2023, obviously, every week I always do news and things that's going on around the world, and I hardly ever feature anything from the local scene here in South Africa. So today I just wanted to give a little bit, I won't say news, but just chat a little bit about what's going on in SA. So recently, and by recently I mean just the weekend that passed, our main club that's actually doing quite well at the moment with drifting, EDC, that's up in Joburg. They've been having a very strong series this year, and they had their finals over the weekend. Fantastic finals, really good. Unfortunately, I couldn't go up to um, just visit or join them on the finals as much as I wanted to, but it was nice to see the level of drifting there, which is absolutely amazing. So, and I think uh, in terms of drifting, the level of drifting here in SA, I think a lot of people can and will agree that the boys that went up to Worlds definitely showed that we can stand toe to toe with the best of the drifters out there. Um, so when I say that the level of drifting in SA is quite high, then I'm sure you guys will understand. Hey, what's up? What's happening, Andreas and Zach? Aloha. How you doing, my man? I'm gonna bring you on just now. We're just doing a few bit of introductions and waiting for a few more people to come in. So thank you everybody for joining in who's here thus far. If I could ask you guys for a little favor, please share the live so more people know that we are on finally, and they can also join in the conversation and look forward to our new guests that are going to be on. Um, there are a couple of things I wanted to chat about in between that, so we will just we'll just touch a little bit about what I wanted to talk about, and then we'll bring in our first guest. So, I'm sure everybody here has heard of or has been following the RCDC from Japan. They have a very very competitive series that happens throughout the year. And I think it's a week or two back. Yeah, I think it was a week or two back that, whoops, that the RCDC finals happened. And how interesting that they have their competitions at an airport. I think that's amazing. I wish more of us, I wish more people could, more airports could allow us to do competitions at the airports. I think that would be cool. So I see we got a hell of a lot of new viewers coming in. Thank you guys so much for joining into the show. You guys are awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you all know, I'm your host Bob Rock, and this is the B Rock RC Show, a live podcast for the drifters by a drifter. So, hey Pascal, hey Prince, how you doing, guys? Really nice to see you guys here. We've been chatting a little bit. We've just touching a little bit about RCDC finals in Japan that happened about 2 weeks back, and got to give a huge congratulations to Team Topline and to especially to Taku-san, who's won the championship, beating out uh, the likes of Hayato and Rio and Junta and a whole host of very, very, very extremely talented drivers. And he's done it with a YD2S of all things. YD2S with the top line conversion kit, including the recently released top line belt conversion kit. So, and some of you guys, I'm sure you've seen the YouTube video. It, it's out of this world. Yeah, it's hard to believe, but hey, the car is running fantastic. Hey, what's up, Lou? Thank you so much for joining in, man. So, without further ado, I'm gonna bring on our first guest. I'm not gonna even get into too deep with our first guest, but he's a long-time viewer and supporter of the B-Rock RC show. So I'm gonna invite my man Zachary to come on. There we go. He'll join us very, very soon. He is another very talented drifter out in the US. Uh, here we go. Hey Zach,
Hey, what's up, Bob?
what's up, man? Aloha, my brother. How are you doing?
Aloha, good?
That's awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time out and joining the show. I'll try not to take too much of your time, but yeah, I just wanted to tell you huge thank you for joining in. Really, really appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem.
So let's get right into it, man. How is the drifting scene on your side of the world? How has things been this year?
Oh, it's been amazing, you know. Um, Drifting is only booming. It's only getting bigger. So, I remember when I first started a few years ago, it was only a few of us guys, and you know, um, it's only gotten way bigger. I can tell you that. I mean, I think the first real competition I went to, there's maybe 50 guys, but this last one there was 70 competitors. So
That's crazy. Oh yeah, you attended the Super G finals, am I right?
yeah, the the
Yeah,
the Super Drift Championships, the USA Finals.
yeah, that's crazy, man. To get the 75 guys in one spot, I mean, it's fantastic. And I think it's an inspiration for everybody else to see how many drifters are so into it and joining in. So big up on you guys. So tell me a little bit about your local track or where you do your drifting. Like where about is it? Tell us a little
Uh,
bit about it.
so so me and my team, we drift out of Bubble Milk Battlegrounds in Peoria, Arizona. Um, we actually started that almost 3 years ago. I think it was actually like closer to 2 years ago. Um,
Okay.
but we needed it out of necessity because there was the only other track was kind of farther away, and a lot of us work, so it's hard to have to
Yeah.
drive an hour away. So my buddy had this warehouse in the back of his house that he was willing to let us put a track down, and that's where we've been ever since.
Oh man, that's awesome. You guys are quite lucky. You had a friend who was willing to, afford you guys that space. I think a lot of us, unfortunately, we are in a tougher position. I know myself, for our track, it's just so difficult because of COVID and natural disasters and stuff. Our track got badly damaged, and trying to get back and uh, fix it up is just such a mission. But also, I think more than that, it's exposed to the elements. But we're making do. We do what we can, no?
Yeah, no,
Um,
yeah, absolutely.
did Team Bubble Milk form at the start of when you guys built the track, or did it come
So
afterwards?
so we had there was a different track that we all kind of pitched in and helped make. It was at this mall that we called Metro, and
Okay.
it was just at the end of 2019. We had just put down a new surface. It was P tile we put down,
Ah,
and
nice.
COVID. The thing about the malls is they're dying now. You know what I mean? So there's
Yeah,
not a lot of people shopping at malls anymore since Amazon and all of that. And
yeah,
so
yeah.
we had a track in the mall, and it was called the Slide Winder.
Okay, I
And
think I heard of it.
COVID hit pretty hard, so it kind of put the nail in the coffin for Metro. And so we ended up having to close down. They ended up closing down our track.
Oh man, that's rough, man. It's rough.
Yeah.
Well, I can see why you guys pushed for another check. Um, and then, so how did you do in the finals there at Super G? Were you happy with your performance?
You know, I was. My goal is to first have fun. You know,
Absolutely, yeah, yeah, absolutely.
yeah, you got to put fun above it all because no matter what, you have fun, and if you win, it's even more fun.
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
But I ended up qualifying 11th out of 70 drivers, and then I ended up finishing. You know, I don't know. I lost my first battle, but I ended up in the top 30, the top 32
Okay.
bracket, and then I lost my first battle, but I lost my first battle to the guy that ended up taking third overall.
Okay, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, so it was a he's no joke. How is a He's a really good driver. He ended up taking, I
Yeah.
think, 2018 Yokomo Drift Meet at GGT. You know, he ended up
Wow.
winning that.
Okay.
Like, yeah, he's a really good driver. I drove against him actually in 2020. It was my first battle. It was the first time I competed at Super G, and my first real battle, and it was against him. And you know, I don't want to say I did terrible. It was like I said, it was my first time.
Yeah.
And this next time, I think I did really good. It was a really good performance. I think people were excited for it. I think they knew I put down a really good run, a really good battle.
Nah, that's awesome, man. I think at the end of the day, win or lose, all we really want is to just lay down a good lap.
Yeah. Well,
Even if,
are you not entertained, right? I just want to
yeah,
entertain. I want people to be
absolutely.
happy, be like, dude, that was awesome.
Yeah, yeah, no, I totally agree. And I feel the same way. Sometimes all I want to do really, even if I lose, is just go out with a banging lap. That's all I want to
Exactly.
do. And
Yeah.
even if I lose, I'm still excited because I know that I laid down a really good lap. So
Well, you
yeah,
know,
I think that's fantastic.
it's great to be able to drive with all of these guys. You know what I mean? So a lot of these guys I've watched on YouTube for, for a few years. You know, and you're
Yes,
like, man,
yes.
these guys are really good. I don't know if I can catch doors with these guys. You know, I don't know if I'm gonna keep up or if I'm gonna just like hit them in the side of the car and cause them to crash into a wall, or if I'll spin
Yeah,
out on the track. So when
yeah,
you get to be able to
absolutely.
drive with these guys, you know what's great too is when you drive with these guys, they honestly level you up. They'll get on track and they'll run laps
Yeah,
with you. They'll find you and be
yeah.
like, you know what, let's run some laps together. You know?
Yeah, yeah. I can relate because when I went for Worlds, It was the exact same thing. I drove with guys who I've been chatting with for many years over Facebook and then watching and like absolutely like fanboying over these guys. And then they were just like so welcoming. And you think, you know, you get a little bit intimidated by drivers who you sort of look up to. But then when you really meet them and drive with them, they're so encouraging that you're like, what was I ever afraid of?
Right. Well, you know what's awesome is that's how it was. Like, this guy Jason Fordyce, he drifts out of Super G, and that's like one of the guys that I looked up to. In fact, that's the reason why I got a Golem. Like when I was watching him, he was running an overdose Golem.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I wanna run that chassis. So I stuck with it, and I've still stuck with it. But they always encourage. It's like they want you to level up, so they have people to have fun with.
Yes. Totally agree, man. So, recently, or well, should I say, not too long ago, you announced that you were one of the lucky ones to be brought in to be a sponsor for Acuvance USA. So, how did that come about? Tell us a little bit about your whole journey with Acuvance.
Well, I started with Acuvance just at the end of the Tachyon era, and then the beginning of the Jarvis. So nobody in Arizona, like I said, Arizona just started booming again in drift in the end of 2019. And nobody, I was actually running a Secure D4 with Novak Electronics.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And so it was near the end of Christmas, or near the end of the year, near Christmas, and my electronics blew up for no reason. Obviously, it's Novak stuff. It's old.
Yeah.
Whatever the reason, it just ended up smoking out. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do some research. I'm gonna look up some stuff. And everybody was running RPX2s, BL Pro 4s, Gropner 180s, 160s. They were running all the Yokomo stuff, and nobody was running Acuvant stuff. So I was like, you know what? I kind of want to do something different that nobody's running out here. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna buy the Acuvant stuff. And from all the research I did at the time, like at one point, like you could run the Jarvis wireless, but you had to buy a brain adapter
Yeah. Yeah.
where you
Yeah.
could use the Tau 2. It was the Tau 2 at the time, and you could
Yeah.
wirelessly change your tune with this brain adapter with the Tau 2, so that it made that wireless. But then they
Yeah.
dropped the F bus, and then they made it where you could tune with your remote. But basically, it just came out of me wanting to be different from everybody else, and it ended up being really great because they really stepped up their game from the Tachyon. Like
Yeah.
like the Jarvis was great, and then they dropped the Jarvis XX, which was amazing. They listened to their customers. They put reverse polarity protection on it, and
Mhm.
they ended up putting some torque features in there, which is amazing. They put like a throttle fuel setting in there, which is amazing.
Yeah.
They changed the Tau 3, and that thing, like the new AI access feature on there, that thing is wild. It is super amazing. You can just press a few buttons, and you can gain more traction or less traction, or more power or less power, just straight from your Tau 3, and it'll tune it automatically for you.
That is crazy. That sounds something like I need because I suck at
It,
tuning, man. I
it's
do.
it's really good. It's a lot of fun to try out. And what's great too is, like, so with the traction control thing, where you just put, like, it only allows you to put +3 or -3. Like +3 would be the most. Well, if you
Yeah.
put +3 and you set it, and then you try out your car, if you want +3 more, you hit +3 more, and it'll give you a whole different tune.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So
That's
you can
pretty
keep
cool.
adding more or less. You can add more traction and then more power. Or you can do it a little bit more fine tuned, where you just add one traction and add two power. So there's
Yeah.
definitely a lot of type of tuning you can do with the AI access feature.
Okay. So it's really given people a much wider range of tuning than
Yeah,
we
and actually a lot
usually
easier, you
accustomed
know,
to.
it's just fast. If you say you don't want to have to go through your whole entire menu really quickly and change a bunch of stuff, you just hook up your towel, put one or two plus two on for traction, and it'll give you more traction.
That's crazy, man. That's
Oh, you're
absolutely
telling me.
crazy.
I didn't. I was skeptical at first, but then when I tried it out, it's like, wow, this is fire. This is actually, this is awesome.
Yeah. No, that's amazing, man. I'm in the market for more electronics. I'm definitely going to look at Acuvance. I'm already using the Javas, and I've been using it for about 3 years or so now. And that thing is amazing. Hasn't let me down in any way at any time.
No,
I stand by it 110%.
no, I love the product. So it was like and because I was one of the first guys to run them, um, out here at least,
Yeah.
nobody really knew anything. And even when I would go online, there'd be like maybe 4, 5 solid people that knew some stuff, but it'd be
Yeah.
really
Yeah. Yeah.
hard to especially if you're a new guy, you know. And so like a lot of people kind of were like reserved on showing you these things or whatever. So I was like, I'm gonna learn it, and I don't care. I'm gonna show everybody, because the more
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
that get it, the better it's gonna be. And
Yes.
so nobody knew that you could hook it up to a 4 p.m. at one point.
Okay.
Futaba
Okay.
4 p.m. Futaba
Yeah.
4 p.m. You can tune a Jarvis XX, or a Rad through your Futaba 4 p.m. It's the same thing as a 7PX,
Wow.
7PXR. In fact, the 4 p.m. is just, it's more it's more cost friendly. So if you can't
Yeah.
afford the 7PX or the 7PXR or the 10PX, the Futaba 4 p.m. will do the same thing. It just doesn't have the digital, screen. It's more of an
Yeah.
analog screen. It doesn't have the color. It doesn't have the touch features, but it'll tell you telemetry. It'll read your motor temperature. It'll read your ESC temperature. It'll read your RPM. It'll tell you all that. It'll tell you your voltage. It'll tell you all of that stuff.
I'm impressed. I actually didn't know about that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I have to say though, I'm a little bit biased towards the Sanwa radios
No doubt.
for for my
I
own
I I,
reasons.
I can understand.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's awesome, man. Zach, I don't want to take up too much more of your time. I know you're a busy guy. So before I let you go, any words of wisdom or perhaps some guidance, especially for the new guys out there?
If I was to say any of it, I'm gonna tell you this right now. There is no better chassis. Only better drivers. And what makes better drivers is getting on a track and driving. The time, it takes practice. Nobody becomes a great sprinter for the Olympics by walking around. Nobody becomes the best basketball player by not playing basketball. You got to get out and drift, all right? You got to get on the track. You got to put down the time. You can
Absolutely.
buy every chassis under the sun. It's not going to make you a better drifter. I would recommend buying one chassis that you would like, and then sticking with it for a couple years.
Yeah, I think that's excellent advice, and a lot of new guys they actually don't see it that way, and more of them actually need to hear this advice. So thank you so much, Zach. Really appreciate you joining in. It has been my honor having you here. I know you've been a long-time viewer and fan of the show, and like I said, it's a real honor for me to have you on here. So thank you again for the chance to have you on.
No doubt. Thank you so much, Bob. I appreciate you letting me on here.
No, I appreciate it, man. Okay, I'm gonna let you go. Cheers, man.
All right.
We'll keep in touch.
Aloha.
Aloha. Uh, okay, I don't know what the hell I just did. These. Oh, okay, brought it back. Well, there you go. We have my man Zach with some very wise words, especially for the new guys out there. Remember, exactly as Zach said, you don't a new chassis doesn't necessarily or doesn't always mean that you're going to become a better driver. It's all about the track time, the practice time. You've got to put in the hours. You got to learn your chassis. and you gotta stick with one chassis and just learn how to drive. I try and tell more and more new guys, especially I see these guys on the groups that ask, I just got this chassis. What upgrades can I get, or what upgrades should I get for the chassis? The biggest upgrade you can get for the chassis is actually just learning the chassis. Just going out on the track, putting in that time, uh, and uh, and and driving. So nothing can, no amount of upgrades or chassis will, uh, wow, I lost my train of thought. No amount of upgrades will make you a better driver, but you got to put in that practice. I'm so sorry, I got so tongue-tied there. I do have another guest that's that I've meant to have, but I'm not sure if he's ready. So if you are ready, Mr. Next Guest, please hit me with a thumbs up or something, and and I'll add you in, and then hopefully he'll come on. So until he gets the message, so next guest, if you are keen, if you're still keen, please hit me with a thumbs up, then I can get you in. In the meantime, though, I want to pick up where we left off. We are talking about the RCDC final in Japan and how Team Topline out of nowhere takes the win. The Team Topline was represented by Taku-san. Uh, that's Taku is short for his full name. Please forgive me, I don't know his full name. But yeah, he ran YD2S of all things. A YD2S with a top line conversion kit and a bell conversion kit with a reverse torque kit, and his chassis was amazing. I think it was Doslog on YouTube that featured his chassis. So if you go to his YouTube channel, uh, you will see the video of him talking to Taku, and they're going through his chassis, and it's very simple. It was actually a very, very simple chassis, nothing too overly done, nothing complicated about it. It's a beautiful, simple chassis. I do see we still have a number of viewers here. So if you have just joined in, welcome to the show. Welcome to the B-Rock RC show. As you know, I'm your host, Bob Rock, and we really, really appreciate having you guys out here. So let's go to the comments. Let's see. Fernando says, eat more rice, make your drift more better. That's a good one. Eddie says, truth is, driver mod is the best mod. Absolutely, 150%, man. There's no substitute for driving experience. Pascal says, a great chassis from Takumi and also great driving from him. Yes, absolutely. I got to watch the final. Well, obviously it was live, but I watched it, and geez, it was insane. It was insane. I think the level of drifting at the RCDC competitions is like really, really high. Um, I'm still a little bit baffled about the point system and how they actually uh, judge and how they award points and take away points. I'm really keen on learning, but I believe that you actually need to go there to go through the whole thing. I mean, James has been there. He has his RCDC judge's license. So maybe one of these years I'll ask James to come on and get some pointers or some opinions from him, and let's see how it goes. Pascal says the bell conversion is an interesting part of the YD2 piece, not often seen. Yes, most definitely. And it's hard to, I won't say it's hard, but I also don't understand why we haven't seen too much of it. I do recall top line advertising for it, and I'm quite sure that I've covered it in one of my previous podcasts as one of the new and upcoming products that's been released by Topline. But yeah, I mean, this proves it that uh, it's definitely an upgrade part to look at. Hey, what's up, Rob? Thanks for joining in, man. Good to see you again. Um, yeah, I think. Well, think about it this way: the gum also has a belt kit. So um, it's just that on a YD2, we don't see much of the bell conversion kit because the gear system on the YD2, yeah, that gearbox with the gear system, works so well. It's so efficient. Why would you need to change it? I guess the same can be said for like the CLSD. Um, that's been introduced. A lot of people are quite happy with it. They made it work really well. I mean, I have one as well. Although I haven't put in the time, I must be honest, I haven't put in the time to set the thing up nicely. However, I'm using it. Maybe there'll come a time when I put it in, but that's a story for another day. Um, I see also, and I'm not sure if you guys have seen it, but it looks like Overdose is going to introduce a new spring system. It looks like a combination progressive spring system. So it has a longer base with a collar, and then a tightly wound upper upper spring, if you want to call it. So it's almost like a three-piece spring, if you call it. I'm not sure when it's going to be released, though, but I did see um, at RCDC they introduced it as one of the new products, and also they are working on a completely new steering system. It does look like a wiper-based system, very similar looking to the TT01. Um, well, I mean, when I say that, I mean it reminds me of a TT01 wiper system. Have a look at it, and you tell me. Let me know what you guys think. But that's personally, I just think it resembles that system. But yeah, uh, and that's it really. Other than that, oh yes, back to the main point I was actually meant to talk about. So, as you all know, also in South Africa, we have a national championship, and we always try to push the championship, and we always send out an invite to our international friends and family and everybody. So this year, well, actually, next year we're going to be having the RC Drift National Championship at EDC. So EDC is actually the track where you find the greats like Vivian and Richard and the many super talented drivers that's actually drifting at EDC. It's going to be an amazing and absolutely cracker of a national championship next year. It's happening in June. I kind of forgot the dates, but it's in early June. So we are extending an invite to all of the international drivers out there, all of our friends to come and join us for the SARC Drift National Championship. If you are keen on joining in, you can contact either myself, either or Cisco, or Vivian, or Richard, and we will help you in any which way, be it accommodation, travel. We'll give you all the details, everything that you need. But yeah, it would be nice to have a few of you or lots of you come to SA for that championship. The weather is going to be awesome. The place is great. You guys are going to have a lot of fun. And if you guys come, we are going to make it first class for you guys. Well, I mean, even if you don't come, we're still going to make it first class. But hey, you know what I mean. We're going to make it extra special for you guests. There we go. to the 11th of June. Look, 8, 9, 10, 11. 4 days, just 4 days. 4 days of drifting, guys. What more can I say? 4 days of drifting. So I hope some of you guys will consider it. So please do come through. Um, Llewellyn, are you up for it? Let me know. Are you up to for the for the interview? If you're not, it's cool. But if you are, just hit me with a thumbs up or something, and then we will get on with it. So just to let you know, Llewellyn is the co-founder of the East Coast RC Drift Club. We actually founded the club together, and he's been my actually my number one mentor from the time we started the RC drifting. So he, no, it's cool, dude. No worries, no worries. We'll do it another day. It's all good. So I learned all my drifting from Llewellyn actually, and it's actually quite an interesting story of how we first met up, how we started drifting, and how things have progressed, and where we are now, thinking about where we wanted to be, and it's a really really wholesome story. So when he is finally up to it, he's the shy guy. I'm the loud one. So when he is up to it, we'll get him on and we'll share those wonderful memories about how we started off in the RCJ. So guys, it's not going to be one of those long episodes like I usually have. Today is going to be a bit of a short one. Um, I pretty much covered everything that I had wanted to talk about, and including having our very, very good guest, Zach, from Team Bubble Milk, also sponsored by Acuvance USA. So thank you to him for giving me the opportunity to have him on the show. Uh, Guys, quick question. By any chance, are you able to send stars? Is there any is there any button to send stars or something? I just want to check something out. That's all. So let me know if you are able to. It's supposed to be activated or something like that. But whatever the case may be. Um, Also, I think maybe in the coming week or two is definitely going to be a surprise for all you guys. I'm not going to say what it is, but it's going to be a surprise. It's going to be a really cool surprise. So make sure you keep on watching the next couple episodes. Yeah, Zach. Oh, thank you, man. Mahalo to you as well, man. It's been a real honor to have you on the show with me and sharing your wise words there. I really, really appreciate it. I have no idea where those should be. It's usually in the comments when you're going to send a comment. There usually is something that says send stars. But if it's not there, it's totally cool. It's totally cool. I just think that it hasn't been activated for this page as yet. But it's fine. It's no hassle. No hassle. So thank you guys for joining into today's show. Like I said, it's not going to be a long show this week. It's a bit of a short show. Uh, there's definitely more that I wanna. Oh no, that's fine, guys. Not to worry. Thanks anyway. Um, we will make a plan. We'll see what happens. But it's no sweat. I don't do it for the stars anyway. um, let's see what else. Jeez, you guys are putting me off. Let's see. I covered that. I covered that. I covered that. Yeah. So I'm going to leave you with this last with something to think about. If you pay attention to what's going on, uh, short load, thanks you, man. If you guys watch the Facebook groups and you look at certain companies and certain groups, if you watch very, very carefully, you are going to see some pieces of some puzzles that is coming together. Maybe not in 2023, but perhaps 2024. Something big is coming for the world of RC drifting. Mark my words. Something big is being planned and it's going to be announced. I don't know when, but pay attention, keep your eyes peeled. You're going to see something's going to be announced. Somebody's going to make a big announcement, and it's probably going to be exactly what we all are hoping for. And I hope that it is. I hope my hunch isn't wrong. So it's going to be absolutely awesome. But not another chassis like MD. Sorry, you made a comment about there's not enough FR chassis. Uh, perhaps perhaps you are right, and there's definitely reasons for that. But I think at the moment the main guys at the forefront of the FR chassis has to be Wrap Up Next with the FRD. Rob says M version 2. Well, perhaps, maybe not. Perhaps a version 2, perhaps Emin, perhaps both. Who knows? I've definitely seen um, and read some little bits about things that may happen. That's bubbling under. That's everything's kept under wraps, so you never know what's going to happen. But if it does, I think we all should try our best to be there. So, guys, thank you very much again for joining into another episode of the B-Rock RC Show, a live podcast for the drifters by a drifter. You guys have been awesome. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey doing a podcast. I promise you, the podcast is going to get better. Just hang in there with me for just a little bit longer, and I promise you things are going to get much better. So keep well, keep drifting. You guys are awesome. Oh, Chris, I'm so sorry, man. You're actually catching me right at the end of the show, dude. It's a short episode today. I'm so sorry. But don't forget, you can catch me on YouTube, on Anchor FM, on Spotify, and recently I was able to get onto Apple Podcasts and Amazon Music, and lastly, Google Casts. So you have all of these options to listen to the B-Rock RC show, and you guys can listen to it whenever. So on the audio only channels, I've got season 1 and 2 uploaded. I'm going to start uploading season 3 so that you guys can catch up as well. So yeah, it's been a long journey to get to where I am. There are lots of ups and downs, and hopefully there's going to be more ups and downs now. And I owe it all to you guys for joining in the show, and that's what's keeping me motivated and keeping me doing the podcast. So I'll catch you again, same time, same place next week. Keep well. Make sure you guys stay safe because I want to see you in the show next week. So cheers, guys. Peace.